Well, the Buffalo public school system still reeling today after the sudden and shocking resignation of Dr. Pascal Mubenga, the superintendent. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Levin. Mary Alice is off tonight. The superintendent's departure leaves behind more unresolved issues for a district that has already seen its fair share of dysfunction as of late. 2 Side's Nate Benson has been working this story all day long tonight, trying to learn more, and he joins us tonight with the latest. Nate?
Yeah, good evening, Scott. A lack of answers from the Board of Education is leading to more questions about the abrupt resignation of Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga. But one former board member is talking, and she says this is very strange. The Board of Education, at least right now, is not talking about the abrupt resignation of now former Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga. They are legally prohibited from discussing information shared in an executive session, which is why there was no debate or conversation as the vote to accept his resignation came in.
All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes and the resignation has been accepted.
But a former board member is talking with two on your side, and the sudden resignation does not fit a pattern of recent departures of superintendents past. Jennifer Mercosi spent 9 years on the board representing the West District and saw the district transition through several leaders. She says, as
someone who has been there and done that with other superintendents and how they've departed, this is a little strange, different.
Former Superintendent Pamela Brown resigned in June 2014 and received a $240,000 buyout from the district. When former Superintendent Kreiner Cash departed the district in March 2022, he received a severance package exceeding $300,000. Dr. Tanja Williams-Knight retired last year and did not receive a buyout or severance, but will benefit from the New York State pension program. Dr. Pascal Mubenga, however, walked into yesterday's executive session of a special meeting, resigned, and walked out with nothing. No buyout, no severance. Should that be a red flag to the public that there might be more to this? Maybe it's a personnel matter, maybe it's a possible HR matter?
It's different. It's different. I mean, I have grown children that we're talking 28, 29, 34 years old, and also a junior in high school. So I've been with the district as a parent, as a constituent, as an involved person, well before being a board member, and I've never seen anything like this.
According to Dr. Mubenga's contract, there are 4 types of termination outlined. One is the disability of a superintendent, such as an illness, and there's been no indication by the board or district sources that this is the case. Another type of termination is the discharge of duty, wherein the board itself can remove a superintendent for cause, such as embezzlement or neglect of job duty. Once again, this does not appear to be the case as described by the board in its statement. The last two, a written resignation or termination by agreement. I've asked the district for clarification about this distinction because on paper, the district is saying it's a written resignation. And while the board says they waived the 90-day notice requirement, Dr. Mubenga did not develop a transition plan or reasonably assist his successor, because he sprung this on the board Monday at the meeting. If it was a termination agreement, it's possible that Dr. Mubenga initiated it, which is outlined in his contract, and simply conceded to not take a severance or buyout in order to void the contract immediately. Will we ever actually know why he resigned?
I honestly believe that if it's something that has to do with personnel, with HR, something along those lines, there's rules, there's guidelines, there's you cannot, disclose anything along those lines. Also, being a part of the public speculation just in general that the board is under, I believe that they probably don't think they can afford to even speak on anything right now until some things start falling in place.
For former board member Jennifer Mercosi, she wants the board and district to use the latest news headline as a way to move forward and
cut the political crap, come together, and start working on how we're going to address the situation at hand. I would have never been able to say this to the board, to the district, whatever, sitting in that seat. But I have no problem saying it now. And I was part of the problem. I can't say you're one of 9, you're all part of the problem. I was part of the problem. For 9 years, I was part of the problem. I kept voting in the same people, hoping that we were going to get things done. And we did, but we could have done so much more.
2 on your sides, Claudine Ewing did reach out to Dr. Mubenga today, and he had no comment on his resignation. There is a regular meeting of the Board of Education tomorrow, and we will be there to try and get answers about why Dr. Mubenga resigned so abruptly. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.